Hey everyone. Sometimes you just have to call it how you see it. And for me, yesterday was all about Arsenal. Their players wanted that game. Their players wanted that result. They've been playing, teams that they should be expected to be beating, right? And notching up the points. And they've been craving some kind of recognition for the fact that they are top of the league and they're playing well and blah, blah, blah. And there is no bigger statement for that than them beating us. So they came out of the blocks yesterday and they wanted the game. Now, I expected them to really come at us. I expected them to really sort of, to push on and really go for the game. It's at their ground, so the pressure's on them. We know how Conte's been playing. He's been trying to play on the break and blah, blah, blah. And they did. They come out and they were bang on it, right? And there was a period where I thought, yeah, we're weathering the storm here and we're doing all right. We're getting there. We're holding them off. What we need to do is just get that opportunity to just break and really, get onto it and get a goal, get ahead, quieten the crowd down, not that they need a lot of quietening, and really kind of push on from there. And it just wasn't happening. Our passing in the final third was really poor. It was out of shape. We just didn't seem to be able to link up at all. And Arsenal took full advantage of that. Now, we have to have it right, okay? Partey's goal was fantastic. I mean, great technique, got his foot over it, wraps it round, bosh, straight in there. Hugo's got no chance, right? He's never going to say that, a worldie, right? So, okay, I'll give him that, great goal and all the rest of it. But to then get yourselves back into the game for a penalty, which again, I personally felt was a bit soft, and seen them given. Don't get me wrong, I've seen them given, but I felt it was soft. And I'm just going to be honest. Right? I felt it was soft, and we were lucky to get ourselves back into the game. But to then gift a goal the way we did, Hugo, what are you doing? And I have to be honest. Hugo Lloris has been our best goalkeeper, since probably fucking Pat Jennings, great shot stopper and all the rest of it. His distribution is poor. He always kicks it to the opposition players. I always worry when they back pass to him that he's going to mess it up because there's always a mistake in there. And that yesterday was his mistake. He made a mistake, played the ball against his own player and then lets it go underneath him. I mean, and once you're in that situation, then, you're chasing the game. Then to get a player sent off. Now, my initial reaction, I've got to be honest, was that's never a red card. That's a yellow card. Why is he giving him a red card? Should never have been sent off. But looking back at it, I guess he is going in. His studs are up. Is he really looking at the ball? Is he? But the point is this. Should he even be making that tackle in that position? And we talk about Emerson a lot. He gets an awful lot of stick. And he has been playing a little better over the course of time. But he was, that was poor. That's a poor decision to do that. And when you go in like that, you're always running the risk of getting sent off. So then you get sent off. You're chasing the game. And then before you know it, you're 3-1 down and the game's over. And to be honest with you, I think Arsenal deserved it. I think they played the better football. I think they were more organised and everything else. And we were poor. And we didn't deserve to get anything out of that game. And that's really painful to have to say it. But you have to give credit where credit's due. Unfortunately, I hate Arsenal as much as the next man. But they were better than us on the day and they deserved the win. And that's it. And we move on. There are some bits and pieces just to pick up that I think need to be mentioned. We clearly missed Kulusevski yesterday. We really did miss him. But like the 5 substitutes, like putting all those players on as quickly as he did and all the rest of it, to be honest with you, that's like, it's half the team. And I had no idea what was going on after that. That may have something to do with the amount of pints of lager I was drinking, but to a certain extent, I'm looking at it thinking, well, how is this working? Where, who's where, by this point, to be honest with you, I kind of lost a bit of interest. So I was a bit fed up. But so for me, I think like 5 substitutes in that short space of time is a bit mad. Is a bit mad, But listen, it is what it is. The other thing I wanted to pick up on was number one, Thomas Partey has now changed his name to Thomas on his shirt. I wonder what the reasoning behind that is. Is it so that the opposition supporters don't recognise that it's him and what he's done and don't give him any stick for it? Maybe. But I tell you what did bother me, I have to be honest, was after he'd scored the goal, the way all the Arsenal players come together in like a little circle as if to be really supportive of the guy. And I find that, I know football's important and everything else, but I literally cannot imagine a situation where I am working with someone that's been accused of rape quite clearly and has only got away with it because of the change in the law, that this happened somewhere in Spain and he can't be prosecuted over here, blah, blah, blah. If you believe the rumours, right? And I'm only going, I don't know this for definite. I only know the rumours, what you read on Twitter and blah, blah, blah. So I can't imagine a circumstance where I would be happy to play alongside a guy like that who's done something like that. Now, if I had to play, it's your living, I get that, and maybe they can't not, contractually they've got to play with the players and all the rest of it. But to be that supportive of him, it just beggars belief. It's a bit like the Liverpool players when they were, supporting Suarez after his racial thing against Patrice Evra. I think, really, would you do that? And the Chelsea players, sticking up for John Terry when he's sleeping with their wives and calling Anton Ferdinand a racist comment and stuff. So I find these things quite strange, and I think it's probably more to do with footballers and the world they live in and it not being a reality, But it is what it is. Whatever. I hope that one day he gets his comeuppance from the law. And it all comes out and he gets what he deserves. But listen, I'm not going to take away the fact that he's got a fantastic goal. But yeah, so terrible result, poor game played by us. Arsenal deserved the win, and you can't take that away from them. I'm just hoping that now Conte has a choice to make around his right backs. Doherty came on, didn't look great, if I'm honest. So I'm hoping that maybe Spence will get a bit of a run out, with his pace, maybe see what he can do. I don't know. It's up to Antonio, isn't it? It's up to Antonio, but we'll see where we go from here. So move on to Tuesday for the Champions League game, and then we'll see where we are against Brighton at the weekend. So, but yeah, it is what it is. You've got to keep your chin up, got to keep smiling, keep going through it. It is, after all, only a game. More important than life. Up the Spurs.